I have a wedding coming up and it is out of state. So I thought I would make a few things that are kind of lightweight that I can mail as a gift for this wedding. So I decided to do a zipper bag, a Christmas ornament for them, and a magnet for them. And these all will fit nicely into a mailing package, and it will be very lightweight. And so that's what we're going to work on today. So what I've done is I've opened my Creative Fabrica account here. I searched for a bunch of fonts that I thought were really cute. So we're going to start with this Love Twist font duo. And so what font duos are, they have both designs that go really well together. And I really like this one because it's got a lot of swooshes and glyphs in it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to download this. And then of course I need to extract it. So I'm extracting that now so that we can go in and download this into both fontcloud and we're going to upload it into Canva. So I'm going to start with fontcloud here. And so now I'm going to browse for what I'm looking for here. I'm going to go to downloads and Love Twist here. And so now I want to use these open type fonts. So I'm going to click open type here and open type here, and I'm going to install both of these into my font cloud. Now I am going to show you how to get to font cloud from your Creative Fabrica account. So I strongly recommend everyone to get a Creative Fabrica all access account. I'll have a link below for that. So when you go to your Creative Fabrica front page here, you will see right here, it says tools, and you're going to want to click on Font Cloud. And this is free for all access members. And then you open your Font Cloud. And that is where I just uploaded these fonts. And so let's see, Love Twist. There they are, Love Twist and Love Twist. So now we are going to go to Canva and we are going to upload these into Canva as well. So now I have my Canva open, and I do want to point out that I have the Canva Pro account. And so I am going to go to custom size here, and I am going to choose 8. You can make this anything you want. You can go here into inches, pixels, whatever you want. I prefer inches. And so I am going to I'm going to be using an 8.5, either an 8.5 by 11 or an 8.5 by 14 sheet of sublimation paper for this, because that's all that my printer is capable of printing. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the width 10.75, and I'm going to do the height at 7. Let's see. 8.5 by 11. So let's go with 8 inches here. So I'm going to go 8 inches here. And now I'm going to create new design. Now I'm going to use this design on my magnet too. And my magnet is tiny. I'm just going to shrink it down when I go to print it. And I will show you how to do that as well. So now the first thing I'm going to do here is upload that font into Canva here. So I am going to go to, I'm going to add text box here, and I'm going to hit add a text box. And when that comes up, you can see that it comes in Canva Sans right here. So now I'm going to hit that drop down, and here it says upload a font. So now I'm going to click upload a font, and here are my Love Twist. So I'm going to click on both of these open type again. Open type are just a newer version of fonts. True type font are older. And so these open type font is what OTF is what I suggest that you upload, but it's totally up to you. So now I'm going to open this, and it's going to say yes. It's going to confirm that you can upload this, and it's yes, because Creative Fabrica gives you the license to use when you have an all access account. And so now we will see where that came in. Let's see, JK, love twist right here. Here's the two, and they go really, really well together. So I'll show you now. Add another text box here. So I have two text box. Well, whoop, add another text box, and I'm going to change that font to Love Twist Sand. And so now I'll make this bigger so you can see it here. You can see that these two fonts, they go extremely well together. So now I'm going to show you how to use your font cloud with this. So I'm just going to leave this text in here. This isn't what we're going to use, but let's go into our font cloud here now. Let's see, font cloud, and we're going to look for Love Twist. I'm going to click on that, and we're going to scroll through here so that you can see what the letters look like and what we can use. Let's see where those other beautiful little fonts and glyphs. See here? These are the glyphs and the swooshes, swashes, whatever you want to call them. Here's some more. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click on this one. And when you click on it, see how it says character copied to, it's copied to our clipboard. See where it says it right here, copied to clipboard. So now when I go back into my Canva project that we're working on, I can just go in here and I can add that. All you do is put your cursor where you want it. Let's just take this Y out. Just assume that we're putting this in here. And then I'm going to hit Control V, and there it pops in. See how sweet that is? So again, we'll go back to the font cloud here. Let's see, that's one here. And we will pick, what did I put in that one? The heart. So we can pick the flower here, or we can pick any of these. I'll pick this one and we'll put that at the end. So it copied it to the clipboard. Now I'm going back to here, and then I'm just going to backspace that T out of there, Control V, and see how it pops that glyph in there. So now I just wanted to show you that because we are going to be downloading some other fun fonts. I really want to do a letter for their name. And so I want to make sure that I find just the right one for that. So I am going to go back into Creative Fabrica. So now I am back in my Creative Fabrica account, and I found this great monogram. And I thought this would be really good to put on that bag and possibly on the magnet. We'll see how good it looks if we can get it small enough here. So now I'm going to download this. And again, I'm going to go back to, I'm not going to bring this into my font cloud because I am not going to need that in there, but I am going to bring this into my Canva here that I was working on. So I am going to, I have to unzip this first. So I'm going to unzip. I don't know if you can see me unzipping this, but I am unzipping this file, extracting it so that I can bring it into Canva. So now get this all out of here. Let's see here. Go back to my Canva here, get this out. Okay, so now I am going to put, go to my font here, and I'm going to go to upload again, upload a font. And I am going to go to my downloads, and I am looking at this Stanley. I'm going to open Stanley. And yes, I'm going to upload it, and it is going to be coming in here. Not quite sure if this is the way I want to do this. I might just want to upload. Let's see what happens here. Stanley. There it is. Okay, we're good. There they are. So I just want to do an H and see what it looks like here. I'm going to get rid of this text box, delete it. I'm going to open this up now and make this big. Stretch this down here. Then I'm going to start making this big. Go back to so where you can see what I'm doing on the page here. I'm just going to start making this big. I'm just going up with the font size here. Up, 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 up. Make this bigger. Make sure that this is big enough to cover this. Keep going here. No, that's kind of neat. So I think I will use this. So let's keep going here. Bigger, 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 bigger. Well, let's see. I guess that will do for now. And then I'm going to center this on here. And then I see that we can add. Why did that lose? I lost the line there. There it is. See if I can get that back. There we go. And then we can add another text box here. And not that one. I'm going to change the font here now for that one. And I think I will go with a different font here. Let's see. I'm sorry, I didn't think this through on what font I was going to use. Let's use this one. Ooh, that is not what I wanted. Okay, I don't want to change the font on this. I want to change the font on my new text box that's coming in here. So this is the one. I'm going to make sure I highlight this and move this out of the way. So that's the one I want to change the font on. So I'm going to go back in. I'll just pick this one for now. And I am going to type in the last name here. And then I am going to move this up into this spot and center it. And then I'm going to start making that bigger as well. So I'm just going up here to the font size and I'm going to pull this bigger till I get it to a size that I want. And then I'm going to move this right in here. I'm going to get it bigger so that I can see if it's centered. See, if you manipulate your size here, you'll be able to get a better, oops, don't want to move that one, this one. And grab a hold of this if I can get a hold of it here. Oh, okay, we're just going to move that one then. Fine. All right, now I'm going to shrink it down so you can see it. That looks pretty darn good. So now I'm going to add another text box because I want to put a date in there. And again, it came in the Monogram font, which I don't want. So I think I will pick this one again, and I am going to put a date in there. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it here. Bigger, 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 bigger. And then I'll get rid of this. Here, click that, and we'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to change the font again to this one. And I'm going to put 3.7, or is it 9? I can't remember. I'll look here. 3.9, and it's 2024. So I probably do this. 2024, and I love that established, where you can, I'm just going to make this one bigger now. Established March 9th, 2024. So make that bigger. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Maybe here, center it with that. And then I'm going to bring in another tiny little text box. And I am just going to write, let's see, oh, it keeps coming in that font. So I'm going to just make this bigger, get rid of these, and I'm going to do change the font first, and then I'm going to do establish EST. So maybe I'll do this one, and that I want in small. Where are you? Back to the Stanley. Okay, I'll go to this one. EST period established, and I'm going to make this bigger. It's a different font, but I want it to just be at the beginning of this. So I'm going to move this over a little bit to center it a little bit better. See if I can there and bring this one in. I might check this out, get bigger where I can get it centered just the way I want it here. I think I'll make this a little bigger. I might change this E to a capital. Let's see what that looks like. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like that or not. So I think I'll just stick with the small E. I'm gonna make it bigger here. And might change the font on this again. Go back to the same font as we had on the numbers there. Just because I want to see what it looks like. This one. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Looks okay. That kind of gives it a little bit more of a uniform look. So let's see what the font size is on this one is 60. And this one is 52. So I'm going to raise that up to 60. And then I'm going to move it up so that it's on the same level here. Now, I'll make it smaller, make sure I've got that centered okay. Don't like that EST. It's just too big for me. So I'm going to go back and switch this to, but I like where the dot is there. So I'm going to leave that, change it to this. There, that might be what it's going to be. Let's see, make it bigger, a little bit smaller here. Oh, let's see, just want to make sure that that is centered. Move it over here. Not quite sure on my centering, but as you can see, you can play with this and bring it in any way that you want. Kind of like that. I'm going to zoom in again so I can see if that's centered. The dots there, that looks okay. But as you can see, you can start playing with this. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start changing some colors here. So I'm going to go in and maybe I'll bring in a design. Let's see. So here's a trick. So if you decide, I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to put in wedding and just see what comes up. And I'm going to go to graphics here. And here you can see some gold graphics. Here's some pretty green ones. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to maybe add a different page and pull this down in here. Now, when I go onto this image, let's see if it works here. It should show you the colors that are in this. Let's see, move this back up. Move it back up here. Now, go here and see if I can change the color of that font. Nope, it's not doing it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I was hoping that it would pull out the colors from this design. So I'm going to delete that. Maybe I'll pull this one in and see, put it down here. And I'll see if I can change effect on here. Color. Oh, there we go. So see now in this, from this photo, it brought in photo colors. So I'm not going to be putting this on the bag, but it gave me some good colors to use. So I'm going to put this one in and try that. Here is a brown. I do like that brown. So whoops, move that. So now I'm going to click on the font and see if I can do the same thing with the font here. See if it gave, yep, the same colors came in. Maybe I'll make this the font to the green. Let's see, yep. I'm not going to leave it that color, but just for us to look at here, I'll make this bigger too, because now I lost my line. But yeah, that color looks pretty good in there. Now I'm going to go down here and do the same thing. I'm going to find a color and probably go with this for now. And maybe put the brown in here. I'm just showing you this. Now I'm going to change this picture so that you can see if I add a different one, I'll just add another one. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. Let's do this one now. So now let's go in here and I'll see if I can change the color. Go to color. Here, yep, it brought that image, it brought the colors in. So now I could change this to that color. I kind of like that actually. better than the other one that I had. So change that one. Now I'm going to go in with the name and I'm going to change the color for that. But I just wanted to show you how if bringing an image in, this does not have to be part of your design. But if you find an image, again, I went to elements and I just typed in wedding and I wanted to just see some images coming in here. Let's see, I'll do this again. Wedding. And I just went into graphics and I looked for some colors that I thought would look good on this. That's what I wasn't looking for a graphic. I'm just looking at colors that I thought would look good. So now I can go here, I can add another page and I'll add this one. So now you'll be able to see that again, when I go to edit this for color, now it pulled in the colors for this one as well. And so it gives you kind of a color palette where you can see that they work well together. And then you can change your colors in accordance with that. Or you can also just change it to whatever you want. You can change your colors to anything that you want by going into the palette here and, you know, moving it around and changing it. But I like to find an image that I really like the color of, and then I go in and change my colors that way. So let's see here. You can change it. It just looks really good. I kind of like that green there. I'm still not happy with the centering of this whole thing. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. I'm kind of fussy on my centering, but as you can see, you just keep playing with it until you get it just where you want it. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to move this up just because I want the dots on the same level. So now I'll go back, look at it from a distance. I kind of like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these, delete, because I was just putting those in to get my colors, you know, coordinated. So I kind of like this. Not sure about this 2024. I might just change this to 24. Let's see. Then see what it looks like. Let's see. It looked fine. I guess it looked the same here. So I'll change that back. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to share this. So you're going to, or download it. So you hit share. Now I'm going to go to download. And because I have a pro account, I can use transparent background. And I'm going to increase this because the size, I'm going to increase it. It was about here, 2000 by 1488 pixels. But if you go all the way up in your pro, if you have a pro account, you can go all the way up and that brings it to the 300 DPI. So that is what I'm going to do here. So again, I went to share, download. I want it to be a PNG because that's best for sublimation. You can have a JPEG or PDF, whatever you want there. Because I have a pro account, I'm going to raise that all the way up. And I'm going to click transparent background here. And now I'm going to download this. So as soon as that downloads, now I am going to actually bring it in, going to my uploads here, and I'm going to upload that image because I want to use this image for the magnet and this will make it a standard size. So now I'm going to start, you can see it's uploading that image here. So I'll add another page so that you can see this. So now when I click on this, we just created a PNG that we can use on anything. So now I'm going to bring it in and now you can see this one is editable. This one is not. It's because, you know, it's basically, you can do the same thing here and you can weld it together or whatever you want. But for me, I want to just have this because when I go to do my different sizes for the ornament and for the magnet, I want to be able to put them in the correct size. So now I'm going to go to my Canva again here and my home page, and I am going to create a custom design again. So now my ornaments are roughly 3-inch circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to, I'll do 3.25 by 3.25. I like to go a little bit larger. So now I'm going to create this in Canva here, and it's going to bring in that custom size. And now I can go to my uploads and it's thinking here. And I'm going to add my image here. And now I know that this will fit on my ornament because my ornament's 3 by 3. So I'm going to pull this in. I don't want to get too close to the edges. I'm going to pull it in here, make this bigger, get it in there. I just don't want it to be too close to the edge of the ornament. So now I'll download this one. Just download. I'm going to up this again, transparent background. I'm going to download that one. And now we're going to do one more because I need to do this magnet. And darn, I did not measure this before I came out here. Let me measure it here. I brought my measure up tape. Oh, so it's almost 3 inches wide by almost 2.25. So so now I'm going to change width. I'll leave at 3, and I will leave the height at 2. Okay, now I'm going to create a new design. Now this is going to be the magnet, and this one's going to be the tough one because being we made that the other direction, go to uploads here, and maybe I just want to, I might change this and make it the other way, but right now this works pretty good. I'm going to pull it in. So now you can do this 2 ways. I could have done this in my Word account that I'm going to be printing from, but right now that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to upload that, download this again, download with transparent background, PNG. I up that to 300 DPI. I'm going to download it. Now I'm going to open a Word document, and then I'm going to. So I print my designs from Microsoft Word. So now what I have done is I've opened Microsoft Word. You can print from wherever you want. I just find that my sizing is so much better when I use Microsoft Word. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to layout, and I want to make sure that I've got 8.5 by 11. I'm going to change my orientation to landscape because this is going to be the one for the bag first. I'll do the bag and I'll do the ornaments. I'll do that in this same recording, but then I will print them separate. But I just want to show you the ways that you can alter your design in Word. So now I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Picture here, and I am from this device, of course, because I downloaded them and they're in my downloads. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one. This is my one that I created for the bag. And as you can see, that came in right here. You can see the sizes up on the right side here on the top, 8 by about 10 3/4. So now the first thing I do is I go to this icon here and I go to wrap and through, because this is going to allow me to move it on my page. Now you can do that here too. Text wrapping, you want to just do through. So now I can make this bigger. I can stretch this out and get a full page going for that bag. Now, when I print this, the part that is going to print, of course, will be this image in the center here. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm just going to go to Print here because I want to look at my, that's not the printer I'm using. I'm going to be using my Epson EcoTank 2760 that I've converted over to sublimation printing by adding sublimation ink. But the main reason I wanted to show you this is because now you can see at the bottom here, it shows what's going, the printable area. So I can see that I can make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm actually going to stretch this out a little bit bigger if I can get a hold of this icon here. Let's see. Up here in the corner. Come on, get out of the way. All right, it's not going to let me go back here and make it change this here. There. Now I can grab a hold of this and I'm going to make it bigger because I want it as big as I can get it without having any of these numbers cut off on the bottom. So again, I'm going to back to File and Print. And now you can see it's still there in the printable area. None of my numbers are cut off. I'm going to show you what I mean because I'll see if I can. I gotta go back here again so you can see this. I'm going to do this where it's going to cut it off of the page, and then I'll show you what I mean when I go to print it. So let's see, I'll go right to here. Now, if I go to File and Print, you can see that the bottom of my 3 and my 9 are cut off. So that's what I was trying to show you. Just be very careful when you go to print these that your numbers are all, or I'm sorry, your image is where you want it. So now I'm going to bring this up, pull it up here again. I'm going to go to File and Print. And now I'm going to walk you through my printer settings for this. So I'm going to go to Printer Properties. And I want to make sure I have premium presentation paper matte picked. I want high quality. Then I'm going to go under more options, and under image options, I want to make sure I have emphasize more and emphasize thin lines here. And I'm going to click OK. I want to make sure I'm mirroring my image because in Sublimation, if you don't mirror your image, it's going to be backwards. You want to make sure that you have high speed or bi-directional, whatever yours says. You want to turn that off. You do not want high speed for this. So I'm going to click OK. Now I would go and print this, but I'm actually going to show you how to do, I'm going to delete this one just so I can show you how to, that I'm going to bring in the other two images too. So here is my magnet and here is my ornament. So I'm going to bring those in. Now you can see that this one came in at 2 by 4, 2 inches by 4 inches, and this one came in at 3.25 by 3.25. That's about perfect that I want because you can see that there's some white outline there. Again, you're going to want to do the wrap and the through on both of these, wrap and through, because then you can add other images to your page. So I'm going to move these over. I'm actually going to see if I can fit the image for the bag on here. I'm not sure if I can or not. So wrap and through. Oh yeah, I might be able to fit this on here so then I'm not wasting so much paper, but let's go here. Pull this down a little bit, move this little guy. Okay, so now I can send, this is the image I'm working on, so I can send that backward. Now I can get a hold of this one and I can move it over here. And now you can see that I'm going to be able to print all 3 of these designs on one sheet of sublimation paper. So I'm not going to be wasting any paper. So now again, I'm going to go into File and Print because I want to make sure that none of my designs are cut off and they all look good. So now I'm going to go back, double check my printer properties to make sure, especially the main one is mirror image here, make sure that's checked. And then I'm going to go and print these, and then we will press these images. So we're going to be doing a ceramic ornament or a MDF. I might do an MDF because it'll be lighter to mail. We'll decide that when I get in there and get them printed. I'm going to be doing a magnet, an ornament, and a zipper bag. These are the blanks that I'm using for this project. I have a sublimation ready magnet. I have sublimation ready ornaments, and I have a sublimation ready zipper tote bag. Now the zipper tote bag is 100% polyester. So as long as that's 100% polyester or close to that, you can use it. But just remember with your other blanks, whether you're using MDF, ceramic, or whatever you're using, just be sure that you are using sublimation ready blanks. Now I am prepping these. So I'm cleaning the surface with a lint roller to get any debris off. I did decide to use the ceramic ornament in this video and not the MDF, not the wood one, because when I went to put my image on, it fit better on the ceramic ornament. So I am using HTV 125 sublimation paper for this, and you can see that I have my heat resistant tape there. Be sure that when you're doing these projects, that if you're using tape, that it is heat resistant. And then on the right there, you can see that that is my Epson EcoTank 2760 printer printing my designs. All right, and here are the images. You can see that they're in reverse, and that's exactly what we want. And then I trim them down. I don't like to leave any paper on the edges that I don't need, because sometimes going through the printer, you can pick up some stray ink, and that could possibly transfer onto your blank. So be sure to trim your images down. And I am also using my HTV Ront auto heat press for this. So I fired it up to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are going to be pressing this image onto this zipper bag for 40 seconds. But what I'm going to do first is I am going to pre-press my bag, because I want to make sure that I get all the moisture out of it. And then I have an arrow there on the right. You can see that I have added a silicone pressing mat to my press. I put that on top of the pressing mat that came with my machine, because I find that I get just the right amount of pressure for this, and I will have a link below for that as well. Here I just wanted you to see that this is where the hem is and where the strap is attached, and there is also a zipper in between these layers. And so I want to make sure that that is over the edge of my press, because if that is on my press, it's going to distort the image, because I'm not going to have an even pressure. So be sure when you're measuring for any kind of a bag with a zipper or handle or anything, that you keep that over the side of your press, because it will distort. Now you can use pressing pillows and things to help with that, but I just find it best if you keep that off your press completely. So now, after I've pre-pressed my bag, I am centering my image on the area that I am going to be pressing it at. And so I do use a ruler for this. I measure the numbers or the letters if I can, and I measure to the end of the bag, and then I also center it this way. It seems to be the best. I try to eyeball it sometimes, and then I just end up having my bag a little off center. So the best thing to do for me is to use a ruler to measure. I am not taping this image in place. I just am setting it on there. If you're new at this and you feel uncomfortable doing that, be sure to tape it down with heat resistant tape. Now I'm pressing this at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 seconds, but I'm going to be covering it with protective paper first. Here you can see on the left, after 40 seconds, it turned out great. But now what I like to do is I put a clean piece of protective paper on top, and I'm going to press the whole image for another 5 seconds. That helps to get any press lines out. When we do sublimation, sometimes we get press lines from our paper or from our press, and I find that just repressing this for 5 seconds removes that. And here is that bag. It turned out great. You can see the handle on the top where the zipper is inside there, and I've got my image low enough that that did not distort it at all. So it turned out really well. So now we're going to be pressing the magnet. So I need to raise my time up to 60 seconds, because we're going to be pressing these for 60 seconds at 385 degrees. And on the right here, I'm just showing you that I do use heat resistant gloves, because when these are done being pressed, they're extremely hot. So be sure to wear protective gear. So on the left here, you can see that I have taped my image down onto my magnet, and I laid it on my press with the image up on top of the magnet, and that's the way I'm going to press this. So I'm going to be adding my protective paper, pressing it for 60 seconds, then on the right, there it is after I unveiled it. It looks great. Now we're going to be doing that sublimation ready ceramic ornament. So on the far left there, you can see that I have taped my image on. Now, when I put it on my pressing mat this time, I am going to put the image on the bottom, the ornament facing up, but the design is going to be on the bottom. I press my ceramic ornaments face down, so it's the opposite of the magnet, if that makes sense to you. So now exactly the way you see it here in the center is the way that I am going to be putting it in my press. So now I add protective paper, and I am going to be pressing this at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 125 seconds. Now you notice that I'm using the HTV Runt auto heat press, and that only goes up to 99 seconds. So all I do when the cycle is done, I repress it. But I actually left it at 60 seconds and just pressed it twice, 2 full cycles at 60 seconds. And then on the right there, you can see where it has come out extremely hot. Like I said, be sure to wear something heat resistant to protect you. And when I lay this down to cool, make sure that you're laying it on a clean piece of paper, because it's coming out so hot that if you have any ink from anything else that you have pressed, it will pick that up on the back side. So be sure when you're cooling these that you lay them on a clean piece of paper. Now sometimes I just use plain copy paper for that. And here is that gift ready to go. The bag, the ornament, and the magnet. And I think they all turned out great. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And again, remember to check out the links below. Have a great day.